There's a stigma out there that I'm lazy and I don't want to work.
Yeah.
I'm putting in so many applications, but when I tell you, apparently it's just, a lot of these companies here, not even if I wasn't viral, like everybody is struggling to find a job out here right now. It's real life.
It ain't real life. Just a real life street stars. You know what time it is.
Real life street stars. We back here with Amora Lex, aka CPS lady. I'm sorry, and we're trying to get away from that, but that's how you got famous, and so we have
Yeah,
to, you know,
understandable.
continue to say stuff like that. So we wanted to have this talk for you to respond back to what Jaguar and you got into it about, right? And this is kind of just a response of how you were really feeling that day, right?
Yeah.
And
As far as, oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no, I would just wanted you to be able to get your side out, and how you were feeling about things that day.
Truthfully, like everything she said had nothing to do with like me crying or anything, because I was already, you know, it's a lot of trauma to unpack and unbag, and I do feel like, truthfully, like me doing all my interviews kind of definitely did help with my healing, because it also opened me up to some of my flaws too. But as far as Jaguar, I have mixed emotions about it, because I'm not gonna lie, some things she definitely was saying was like real as fuck, and I'm not even gonna beat you. Some stuff
Right.
she was saying was real. A lot of the stuff, like some stuff she was saying, didn't apply to me, but also a lot of the things she was saying was her projecting onto me.
What
So,
what did she say that you felt that was real?
um, she's just like if you do like make it out of this, then you can inspire a lot of people. And then at first, because okay, I had to sit there and like really listen to her, because I can take constructive very well, and I can listen very well. So at first, she's like, um you're not a mother. And it was two ways that I took that. And the first one was, okay, this bitch is tripping, she got me fucked up. And then the second one was saying, I was thinking, okay, maybe she's not saying like, oh, I'm not a mother, like I'm just like, a shitty mom or anything like that. Because I'm not gonna let anybody discredit me for all the 11 years that I put in by myself. But
Right.
I think she was also saying that she wasn't saying like, oh, I'm not a mother, but she was saying what I had already said, which is I'm not the mother that I want to be, which stemmed, to me doing, what I did in the first place, so I can get on my feet, be able to provide the things that can open and expand my kid's mind, because we can't do that being in the hood, you know. Um, and then she's just like, well, she did call me beautiful, so, but she definitely did say some things, and
So who's
it's
that?
one
Who's
of
that? Who's that in the background? So,
these are my two twins. So a lot of people like, yeah, I did take all of my kids to CPS, but when I found people that could take my children for me, I did keep my twins, because they're only two, they'll be three tomorrow, so happy early birthday to them. But they can't defend themselves, they don't know what's happening, they can't explain, they can't speak up for themselves. And I can't trust their dad to love them. Obviously, for obvious reasons, he didn't care that I was taking them to CPS, because I called him, you know, beforehand, and he said, "Oh well, I'm having a baby with my new girlfriend, and I'm not trying to deal with the twins." And he just like, take them to CPS. He told the cops the same thing. But I do have my twins, and I do have them with me as I'm moving from place to place. And is it easy? Absolutely not. Do I want to be having them with me moving place to place? No, absolutely not. Yes, ma'am. Here you go.
do you feel like the twins are in the best hands right now with you?
Yes, because although it's not like the best ideal situation, they're still clothed, they're still fed. We stay warm. Um, And you know, there are times where sometimes I find myself in the car because you know it's I find myself in the car, but so I do have the love and support sometimes from supporters who will send donations here and there, and I'll use that to get us a hotel room. Like we were in the hotel for what the last 3 days, 3 4 days, and then last night, they actually went with my mom. My mom, she's an older lady. She's getting older. She's getting sick. She's getting older. She's getting sick, and she's still working. She's still working long hours, and she don't get off till like 1 in the morning. So, I was very grateful for her doing that. So, pretty much, and where my mom is right now, um, my mom's getting ready to move out where she's at right now, but the family that she's with, we don't have the best relationship. So, but we did come to an agreement that instead of, times I find myself in the car, that every night, unless I have a hotel room, every night, my mom will get my daughters, when she gets off work, so that way they can sleep in the house with her. And, I don't mind crashing out in the car, it's just a way of survival. I don't have a lot of people that I can call on because when I went viral, to be honest, it's not even just the fact that a lot of people were mad that I gave the kids up. They were mad about the attention. So I don't have anybody that I can trust. Everybody that I knew, even since sixth grade, who actually knew what I was going through, tried to cope me through it a couple times. And sometimes, it's just everybody that I know, they turn their back on me. And if they do see me, it's not for good intentions. They just want to be seen or, want to say, hey, they're talking to Amora Lex because my face is plastered everywhere.
Right. Well, real life, we've tried to help you out as much as we can. We're trying to put your story out, and help you financially and I'm glad your Cash App is up so people can help donate to, get help you put yourself in a better position. Um,
Yeah. And I
you
am really grateful for you guys doing that
right.
because, there's a stigma out there that I'm lazy and I don't want to work.
Yeah.
I'm putting in so many applications, but when I tell you, apparently it's just, a lot of these
Right.
companies here, not even if I wasn't viral, like everybody is struggling to find a job out here right now. It's so bad. But when I finally do, it's the whole, you're so viral, you'll be a distraction to the workplace or a liability to the company. So I actually tried to go strip. They rioted the damn strip club. Like, really? They rioted the strip club. They went up there and it's, mind you, I fear nobody. So I was still going to dance, but the club wouldn't allow it because, like I said, it was a liability and insurance thing as well. But they came up there with locks, knives, locks, and socks, rocks and socks, and mace. So some of them weren't just trying to do damage to me. Like people actually have been actually trying to get John Gotti.
Who's that in the car? Who's that?
John Gotti. He's my dog.
Oh, okay. So you have your dog with you also.
Yes. Yep. A lot of people were also mad about that because on the outside it looks like, oh, she's so messed up. She got rid of the kids and kept the dog. That's not the case. So I guess while I'm here with you all, I guess I'll clarify that too. Um, me and my kids, we've already had a really rough year. We've lost everything due to no fault of our own, um, toys, clothes, everything. So my boys did ask me that if I can hang on to at least one thing for when they return.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying not to cry, y'all. But anyway, they said if I could hold on to one thing is, for when they return is, hold on to John Gotti because, he is family, he's family. So I kept my promise. I've been holding on to my dog and he's been right here with me. And then I did find somebody to foster him for a couple months. But I actually just went and picked him up last month and his bones was showing.
Mm.
They were not taking care of him. He was I took my dog. I snatched my damn dog. I took my baby. And we've just been hugging it out since. And he's aggressive. He bites, so he's trying to attack the people walking by the car. But
What type of dog is he?
Blue Gotti.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but I'll look it up. In the interview, you were rocking back and forth a lot.
Yeah.
What? Why were you doing that? Why were you rocking back and forth?
So for me, I can't stay still. Like you might not be able to see it. Like I might have rocked a little bit just on this interview alone right now.
Hmm.
But I'm actually kind of just fidgeting with my pants. Like I always move. It's just something I've done. But as far as the rocking per se, you growing up in a lot of the traumatizing things that I've gone through, I would find myself in a corner. I would find myself in a corner where, I would rock myself as I'm crying. I would rock myself to sleep. So it kind of just became something that I've done. So I've done it all through middle school, all through high school. I'm either rocking back and forth like this, or I'm rocking side to side. It's just how always, and it just became something that I just can't stop.
Right. Um. Also, in the interview, it seemed like when y'all arguing that you got to a point where you just kind of shut down. Do you remember that?
Like I wasn't responding, like when
Yeah,
he was
like
talking.
yeah, it's like it seemed like you got very kind of shut down, but kind of mad at the same time. What was going
Um,
through your head?
Truth be told, um, me personally, I'm not a fighter, but there are times where I don't mind swinging first. And it was kind of getting to that point to where it was kind of like that, but that was me just kind of like withdrawing, trying to keep myself from blacking out, but also trying to hear what she's saying. Because like I said, not everything that she said was bad. And like I said, some stuff that she said was true, but also a majority of the stuff that she's saying didn't apply to me, or it was something I had already said that she had twisted around and tried to say it back to me as if she was preaching to me. Um, and yeah, it was just me like really trying to sit back, take it in, listen. Because one thing about Jaguar, mind you, I didn't know anything. I don't know her until that interview or anything, because she wasn't even supposed to be there. But she she does what she does for the camera. I can't say the chick knows how to get views, but completely projecting on people, lying on people, that's just not the way to go. Because yeah, your name might be out there, but you're making enemies everywhere you go. And the difference with me is I don't think she understood how much control I had not to get up, because I wasn't trying to be disrespectful to you all and your production set had I got up and you know because yeah, I'm not necessarily going to say I dislike her, but I do know too you can't really trust her.
Right. Did you feel at all she was coming from a did you feel at all that she was coming from a loving place?
it was only a very it was only probably two parts where I felt like she was probably I don't think anything she was saying was coming from a loving place. But do I feel like a lot of the things that she was saying was coming from a place of experience? Um, Especially because I actually didn't know about the situation with her and her son. I didn't know that he outed her for being a piss poor mother. I didn't know any of that was going on because it's not my business. I don't judge nobody. I got my own flaws I'm trying to work on. But I just, how can I put it? Like, I
Take your time.
I just don't. Yeah, I'm sorry. I just think that some things that she was saying was coming from experience, and some things I do feel like she was kind of trying to, interject, because just like she said herself, she is a mother who failed, and I do feel like she had the miss. She doesn't know enough about me to say half of the things that she said. She doesn't know enough about me, so a lot of things she was projecting on me. But I also do feel like she probably saw some things in me that she could relate to, and she did have some things that she could relate to. Not She's been through some shit. And I'm not saying that she deserved any of that, but hopefully she can turn all her negativity around. But I do feel like she was just coming to where some things she felt like she we the similarities in our past or things we've gone through, and she didn't want me to take certain routes that she may have taken. So I wasn't too mad because I was trying to understand her as well as not going off because because it was like you said, I did kind of like zone out, but I really was listening to her. But it was just some stuff that was just stuck on my mind that I couldn't get past, and I was really thinking to like the whole time I was staring at her, I was really thinking to myself like, okay, do I get up and beat the fuck out of her, or do I just be professional and listen? And I'm glad I just sat there and listened. But towards the end of the interview, when I said I needed a break, and then you guys were saying, "Help, just wait a second," I said, "No, I need a break." That was to that was that very last moment where I didn't have no more patience. Like I was literally I was going to hit her with anything in that room. I ain't even gonna lie.
Right.
If it wasn't gonna be my hands, it was gonna be something. I'll be fighting the big backs too. But but and
Jack
that's just like
said,
the stuff that was going on in my head.
right. Jack said that you hate yourself.
She says
And
that I
it,
hate myself.
yeah, in the interview she said that you hate yourself. And you was like, "No, I
Yeah,
don't hate myself." Do you still feel like that or
I absolutely still feel like that. She, like I said, she was projecting onto me, and truthfully, what I think it is, lay down, shit. Some of the things that I do feel like she was saying, she was projecting onto me because she hates herself. I don't hate myself. I love myself. And truthfully, if it wasn't for the courage that I had, yes, Mia. If it wasn't for the courage that I had to recognize my flaws or where things was wrong, how can I put it? A closed mouth don't get fed. I feel like she hates herself, or it's like maybe some envy or jealousy in there because, like I said, me and her have gone through the same things. But I think what it is she hates herself because she failed as a mom and she didn't try to go back and fix it. I'm trying to fix my situation and I've been very open and blunt about everything I've gone through. But my downfall right now was nothing that I've done on my own. Like I didn't do anything. My house caught on fire. I didn't cause that. But she hates herself because I do feel like she didn't, and it's never too late. So I'm glad she found her voice at some point. But she hates herself because she found her voice damn near 30 years later than I found my voice. You know, and I have the courage to single-handedly stand up for myself and go toe-to-toe with the entire United States or globally for the vision that I have for me and my children. Now, the vision that, all the visions that I've said or goals that I've had for myself or anything like that, I've never, took my kids out of my vision. Everything that I'm doing is to better me so I could better them, because I can't pour from an empty cup. And all the decisions that she's made for herself was for her, you know, because for somebody to tell their autistic child that they wish that they would die, there's something there, and I don't think necessarily it all has anything to do with her son. I do think that she's just bitter, and then she also goes after a lot of people in the industry because they didn't choose her, if that makes sense. And even still to this day, like, it's weird. Like, I still have mixed feelings about Jag. I don't dislike her, but I don't like her at the same time. But I can still have a conversation with her. And, like, at that time, like, obviously, I said I would hit her with everything in that room, including my hands and stuff. That's what I was saying about that time. But, I've had time to think. I've had time to reflect. And, like, I still feel like she never was really coming from a loving place, but I do feel like she was coming from places of experience where she's fallen. And like I said, she projected onto me, but I don't want her to think that I'm going to make the same mistakes as she did. I know probably some of them I have made, and life for everybody is trial and error. You can only keep pushing on, and that's what life is about. It's about learning. Um, I do feel like these days I could probably still sit in the same room with her, still compliment her on her looks, and probably even just rewatch the interview with her and listen to see if she still feels the same way about certain things that she said. But most of all, I really want her to know that I'm not her. I'm not her, and I never could be her. We might have the same similarities, we might have the same background and stuff, but I'm not going to have the same outcome as her. She's making enemies wherever she goes. That's not going to be me. You know, a lot of people don't like me for something that don't have nothing to do with them, and I've never done anything to anybody. But I can have a conversation with anybody, even if I don't like them, because you can't grow if you can't listen. You can't listen if you can't talk. You know.
Right.
I don't even
How
know
you
if I
feel?
answered your question.
Yeah. Well, let's move on. How did you feel when she called you out about your nails when you had the manicure and the pedicure?
Well, little did like what? How can I put it? Like for her to say that, because look, how can I put it? Nobody knows that that pedicure and that manicure or whatever the shit's called. Okay, when I had my kids, I could only afford to get my nails done once a year, literally once a year, and I didn't have my kids, you know, so I did have $3,100, and I think, mind you, my kids were in 3 households. I put $1,000 where each of my kids was, and I had $100 left over, and I went ahead and I got my nails done and my feet done. Well, no, I got my feet done well before I went to California, which was well after before I got to you guys. But my manicure, the manicure, the nails, I actually got those done a month and a half prior to the interview I did with you guys. So if anybody was to zoom in on those nails, they could see I really needed a balance. And I wasn't worried about a balance. I got my nails done for the year, and I'm like, okay. You know, that was just something I wanted to do for me, because I don't have to look I don't have to look as shitty as my situation. Like, don't get me wrong, I might look homeless, I might look like I'm struggling, but shit, that's just because I am, you know? So, you know. Yes, ma'am. So, regardless of what I'm going through, I am allowed to treat myself, especially when, you know, I didn't have a car at that time. I didn't have a car at the time. I can't get a car with $100. I could save it. Yeah. But I mean, you know, so I mean, I don't know if I got my nails done a whole month and a half prior to that interview, and I still kept them on. Hey, that's just on me. I thought they still looked good. And I know she knew they looked good because she couldn't stop talking about them. And her nails was done. She don't have her kids. She didn't have her kids. And then there's really a lot of things that she was saying that she really didn't even have no room to speak, to be honest. And yeah. But as far as the manicures and stuff, like I said, my toes was done nearly 2-3 months beforehand. I kept them clean to kind of, you know, try to keep myself looking decent. I don't want to always look as broke as I am, or, you know, I've been broke and poor all my life. I'm not scared to admit it. Shit, that's just the life I've had. It's not always going to be like that. And eventually I'm going to be able to afford to get my nails done every week or every other week.
Right.
And I'm going to have my kids when I do it. I mean,
right. Have you ever thought about like seeking any therapy for all the trauma that you've been through? Have you done any type of therapy?
To be honest, so I did speak to some people, and I'm to some people, and truth be told, it didn't help me. It didn't help me because, you know, I can talk to these professionals about, you know, my story and stuff, but they're not going to do anything but say, oh, okay, and how did that make you feel? And then I'll tell them how it made me feel, and then they'll be like, okay, well, what have you done to cope with it? And I'll tell them what I've done to cope and whatnot, and they'll be like, okay, well, those are just good. Like, they don't really like, you know, say stuff or do anything to help. They always just want to, you know, they just always want to give people like medicine, and I don't need medicine because there's nothing mentally wrong with me. Can I say for no, Ariel? For, you know, oh, yes, ma'am. Here, they're in there. But I'm sorry. But they always just want to put people on medicine. And I remember this one medicine they put me on. It really, and this was many, many years ago, it didn't help me with anything at all. In fact, what it did was make me like a robot. It made me emotionless. Like I couldn't, like literally, like if somebody was to get shot in front of me, I would just be staring like, oh.
Do you remember
Okay.
what the medicine was called?
I know they gave me one. I think it was like a mood stabilizer or something. Because I'm not gonna lie, I was a product of my trauma for a while. It did have a hold on me for a very long while. But I think it was called Zoloft, and then they gave me another medicine because I always had problems sleeping after the trauma that I endured. I mean, I don't have that problem now, but it was called Trazodone.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that didn't work, they put me on something called prednisone because I believe at some point, I'm not gonna lie, I definitely did get depressed at some point. Mamas. But they put me on something called like prednisone or something. It was like mood stabilizers because for a while I had got depressed, and I haven't been depressed in a very, 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 very long time. And I'm actually proud to say that. But one thing that I still have that, to be honest, I don't know if it's ever going to get better is my anger. Like like especially when it comes to people, like I have definitely learned to control it because sorry, here we go with these hiccups, y'all. But I do feel like I've been consumed in rage, and I actually just ran into it's all gone. Y'all ate it all. Here. But I do feel like I've been so consumed in rage all my life to where, I did have actually at one point have court anger management classes because my anger, I would just spiral out of control, like, and then, but anyway, I did just recently run into my old court-ordered anger management person, and I told him, I said, look, I'm angry. I'm so angry, and I just don't want to be angry no more, and it's weird. It's not necessarily anything to do with my past anymore because me spreading my awareness, like I found so much peace in my darkness. Like it sounds crazy, and I'm trying to find out the best way to say this. I have, in my darkest time, I'm finding so much peace because so many women, grandmothers, uncles, so many people who can relate to me are reaching out and saying how I've inspired them to find their voice. I've inspired them to actually realize when things aren't okay and go get help. Because a lot of kids are, I said a lot of kids, a lot of people are like, oh, the kids are our future. And that is correct. The kids are the future. But for every parent that I could save and actually get them to understand that it's okay not to be okay and go get that help and get yourself together, that's a generation I can save. Every child, stop. No, I'm on the phone. Every parent that I can save saves a child, and every child that I save saves a generation. Because can I say something that don't have nothing to do with the question?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm not gonna obviously put her name out there, but there is this lady, and these are happy tears. If I start crying, y'all, these are happy tears because I'm making a change, and people might not know it, but I really am. So there is this lady, and she was just talking about, like, she realized that she really needed help. She, because right now the stigma just in reality is that women should be strong enough to be able to parent alone when it shouldn't be like that. People have made it a norm to be a struggling Black single mother, and that's what the narrative has been for generations, and I'm going to change that. I can't do it by myself, but I probably can. It's just going to take longer. But that's not the norm. These men need to be held accountable, because when the mother falls down, who's going to be there to help her? And a lot of these kids, they run into the street because dad's not there. Mommy's struggling. They see mommy struggling, stressed out and all. So what's the first thing that these young men do when they want to help mom with the bills or just try to be a man so mom don't have to struggle so hard? That's the first thing they go do is hit the goddamn block. I'd be damned if my kids do that. And that's why I'm trying to make the change now. But back to what I was saying, there is this girl. She some certain, and I'm not gonna, like I said, I'm not gonna tell these people's names. Hold on. I'm not gonna say these people's names to keep their identity, because some of these people were. I've made some people feel so comfortable enough to come to me and explain what their problems or what they're going through and explain what they need help with. There's this lady. She literally, I mean, pictures, videos, or just telling me like, she was beating on her baby. She was lashing out on her baby because she was upset that she didn't get the help. She was struggling. The fathers wasn't around. I ain't never lashed out on my babies. I ain't never beat my babies. I've never abused my babies. But I know what it's like to be frustrated when the dads are a piece of shit. But everything falls on you when it goes downhill. But anyway, she was beating on that baby. I told her, I said, if you do anything, please give that baby to somebody who loves him and you go get the help that you need and whatnot. And I'm sorry, these are happy tears, y'all. When I tell y'all, I inspired this girl, and I'm not trying to inspire parentless children out here. That's not what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying to inspire kids who have parents who went and got that help to give them a better future. Like I'm trying to give my kids a better future by getting myself together, But anyway, she sent her baby. I got her, like, I talked to the women for a while. I got her to go ahead and take that step and go ahead and give that baby to a family member. And y'all, then man, y'all don't understand. Like when I seen the first pictures of the baby, that baby had black eyes. That baby had fucking black eyes, y'all. And I'm sorry, y'all, I'm so happy because I saved that baby. The last picture that I seen of that baby was like 2 months ago. She gave that baby up to a family member. That baby looks so happy. He healthy, y'all. And you know what? And it started with me inspiring the mother to go get that damn help. And like I said, that baby, that's a generation I can save. You feel me? Like that's really a generation. It's like people think that, oh, I'm just trying to do everything for social media. Like I'm still going through my storm, but I'm trying to inspire others to get through their storm and find their way out too. And like I said, I'm going back for my babies. I don't care what anybody in this world is talking about. I'm going back for my babies because they are my backbone. But like I said, I can't pour from an empty cup. But y'all, that baby is so happy, y'all. He looks good. He looks really good. And that's why I continue to do what I do, because people need to know that you can go through the hell and the storm and you can still make it out, and you don't have to hurt your babies in the process. Like nobody likes to be split up from their babies. It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks. But you know what? It's not like I don't see my kids. I still see my babies. I get them when I can. If I get a hotel room, then, I pick them up and whatnot, and we still have a bond. There's still, we still good, and I'm sorry, y'all, because, man, I could be a little crybaby at times. But these are happy tears because that baby, he's safe. Mommy. And, there's countless other stories. And I ain't the first person to have to give their kids up to CPS. I ain't the first person to have to give their kids up to a family member. But I'm the first one who publicly, who publicly said I need help. And I don't care about the judgment or nothing behind it, because I ain't seen nobody who had something to say do anything yet. Not for them, not for me. Nobody's obligated to do anything for me, mind you. Mommy. Yes, ma'am. Okay, well, Mommy. Here, you want your ball? You're welcome. But
well,
I mean, I'm not always gonna be down bad forever. And right now, because I am so viral and stuff like that, mind you, I wasn't intending on going viral. I really didn't. I didn't know that shit was gonna happen. I just woke up the next day and my whole shit, like my whole little everything was different. But I'm kind of just stuck with TV shows or any gigs I can get at this point, because like I said, can't strip because they went up there and rioted, and the girls threatened to quit if they had to be seen dancing next to me. I ain't never had nobody have me that tight, and I ain't know them. That's some weird stuff. Pressed at best.
Right.
But I'm sorry. I know I'll be rambling sometimes.
So, but you are willing to get a job, and yeah.
I'm still putting in applications.
Right.
I actually went up to I don't know if I can actually. Well, I can say their name. I didn't they ain't do anything bad to me and I ain't do nothing bad to them. But I actually went up to Decker Construction. I know damn well I don't have no construction experience, but I'm teachable. As long as I'm teachable, I'm able to work, you know. I don't know when they're gonna call me or if they're ever gonna call me, but I'm still putting in applications. It's not stopping me from putting in applications. I actually did get hired from one place and I got fired the same damn day. 2 weeks before orientation. Said social media, I'm a distraction to the workplace. They don't want people to be pulling out their phones and all that other stuff because, like I said, people, now that I'm viral, everybody's trying to use my name to get any type of attention or whatever. So sometimes people will talk shit to me while I'm out and about. Sometimes people will try to, attack me. And although I'm not going to do it, well, I don't know if I should say that. So I got an idea in my head for those who keep trying to come for me unprovoked and trying to attack me. But because technically it's self-defense, but I'm going to give them the fight they looking for, all right. But okay, I'm not gonna do it, but I guess I'm gonna just say it because I don't know where I would even go buy that shit, and I really don't want that shit around me at all. But in my mind, I was telling myself that for those who keep trying to run up on me and attack me for a video, I'm gonna throw Fetty on them, and they gonna get the fight they looking for. They want to fight so hard, they gonna be fighting hard as hell. But obviously, I'm not gonna do it. But I was thinking that in my head, but I don't want to be around that shit because I would hate to try to. And then get some on me. I am cool. I don't want that shit around me. But I just had that thought in my head. But right. I just, people are just weird for real. And I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I get, like, I put it on social media, but it wasn't like, oh, I was trying to go viral. I was just, everything for me has just been awareness. Just awareness and asking for help. But like I said, as far as these jobs go, it don't stop me from applying, and I'm going to continue to apply. Because even on my threads, I even made a post. I said, hey, who all owns businesses and stuff? A couple people replied, and I was like, hey, congratulations on your thing. And I made another comment. I said, hey, y'all, I'm looking for a job. Okay, I need a job. I don't mind working. Shoot, I'm used to working 2-3 jobs at a time. But also, I'm just not going to work for chump change either. I've already done enough of working, close to 96 hours a week for $18 an hour, not ever seeing my kids, because the moment they go to, we wake up in the morning, I drop them off at daycare, the daycare takes them to school, they go back to daycare for however long, I get off work, they eat, they go to bed. That's no type of life. I mean, where ends was being made and whatnot, but, but I have medical background, not people really don't know. I really was in 2 colleges. I actually graduated one of them. So I have to still take my national test because I'm really nervous, and I'm really nervous to take my national test, but I am certified as a clinical medical assistant now, and I do have, STNA background, MRDD. I do have my license to pass narcotics in the state of Ohio, category 1, 2, and 3. And I'm still in school for my other school, which is Full Sail University, for my bachelor's in audio production and music recording with a, concentration in communication. So I'm not lazy. I'm just going through some bullshit right now.
Right. Is there anything else that you want people to know from this interview that you just did?
I don't. Actually, yeah. I don't. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Just 1 second, baby. I know there's a lot of people who don't like me. So I'm going to be giving everybody a chance to do it. So I'm going to be going, I can't say the name just yet, but I am throwing a citywide boxing match in my city, in New York, in LA. I'll take it to Chicago once, but anyway, I'm throwing a citywide boxing match. For me, it's just charity and raising money so I can handle my business, because I know a lot of people don't like me. So I know a lot of people will either pay to fight me or pay to watch me fight. So I'm throwing a citywide boxing match in all these different, what's your names. The first one is probably going to be held in New York, but I'm going to be lining up 3 to 5 females, going 1 to 3 rounds per 3 nights, 3 to 5 females, 1 to 3 rounds, or until I can't fight no more. And I'm ready for it. So I guess get ready for that. And like I said, right now these jobs won't hire me. So I'm gonna get on. I'm gonna get on any TV show that'll have me. I'm very smart. I'm very intelligent. So I could. But I'm like, y'all ever know how somebody could be so smart they stupid? That's me. So I'll probably, if that's even still a show, I could probably do Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader or something. I don't even know if they still got that going, but I'm gonna continue to throw my face out there. Um, and do what I gotta do. I don't care how nobody feels. I don't care what nobody says. If it's not nothing that's beneficial or anything like that, then I gotta do what I gotta do. And I'll fight everybody in the United States in the ring if I have to, if it means I'm gonna get the vision and the life that I want for me and my children. And I'm not gonna change my mind, because me and my kids will have the life that we deserve, which is a stable life, a life that can expand their mind and just show them that there's so much more out out there than just the hood. I'll be damned if they become a product. If I'll be damned if my kids become like me, a product of her environment. I don't want that for them. I want better for them. And if it means that I have to separate until I can get better for them, not like me get better, but like our life, our situation, then so be it. I do still have the vision of making 6 figures and have residual income, but I don't want my kids to be gone that long until I figure that out. I just need my kids gone until I can at least get stable and get a roof over my head. As y'all see, I didn't have a car before. The donations, look, I got a car now. So, and I'm happy about it. It might not be the best looking car, but you know what? It gets me my twins from A to Z. I tell you that much. So thank you guys to anybody who was donating. And to be honest, I don't care if y'all donate $1 or 50 cents. The stuff still helps. So I'm gonna remain in good spirits no matter what. Um, I have my, just like everybody, regardless of who they are, I have my good days, I have my bad days. But regardless, I keep on keeping on. And like I said, I'm gonna keep putting my face out there until I get on my feet. These jobs won't hire me, so I'm gonna do whatever I got to. Shit. So I don't know. That's just really all I have to say. As far as Jaguar, I don't have a problem with her, but I don't want her to project. I don't want her to project on me anymore, because not only am I going to prove her wrong, I'm going to prove everybody who had something to say wrong. But I don't have nothing to prove to nobody but to my children and to myself. So, although I be crying a lot, I'm a lot stronger than I look. I'm an emotional gangster, so I'm playing. But I still smile and make my jokes through the bad times. That's all you really can do.
Right. Well, I appreciate the time for you that you gave us, and we will pick this back up if we need to pick it back up. But real life, you can reach out to us if you need anything. And I'm glad that you put your Cash App out there once again. So I want the people to be able to donate to you, to your cause, and we're praying for you, hoping that you get your children back, all your children.
Yes, and I really am grateful for what you guys are doing and what you guys have done. That first time I went out there, not everybody was rude to me. So I would say overall, I did have a good experience. There was just some things that I did, kind of notate. But overall, I don't have an issue with nobody, and I wish everybody the best of luck. Although y'all doing good, hey. But yeah, I wish everybody the best of luck, and I will see y'all soon. I'll see you guys.
All right. All right. Thank you.
Real life.